Here we go. All right. Placing my hands on my heart, taking in that deep cleansing breath of love and gratitude. So grateful for this opportunity to come together, to be the two or more gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful for our willingness and desire to have open hearts and open minds, and our dedication and devotion to shining away any and all blocks to love, allowing them to dissolve and resolve back to the nothingness from which they came. We're so grateful for the teachings of A Course in Miracles, grateful for this beautiful community that comes together weekly, grateful for everyone here and all those who listen later. We're calling in our mighty companions, all of our earthly and heavenly helpers, to surround and support us at this time, to support the technology that we use to come together, to support Mother Earth and all of her beings, to bring peace and gentleness and kindness and compassion to the earth and all who inhabit her. We're grateful to share those blessings and the love that we are with everyone, because we're one with them. In grace and gratitude, we let it be. And so it is. Amen. So we are in chapter 28, section 2. And I'm going to start us off. Well, first I want to say I had to read this a few times before it started to sink in. It was a little over my head in many senses of the word. So, and I do want to thank Mark, there he is, for sharing the episode of Jennifer's podcast that he listened to, because that I did listen to it when I got up this morning at 2:30. And when I came back to the book and reread it this morning, it felt like it helped. There was more understanding. So I'm actually going to start us in paragraph 7, where he says, the miracle establishes you dream a dream and that its content is not true. This is a crucial step in dealing with illusions. No one is afraid of them when he perceives he made them up. The fear was held in place because he did not see that he was author of the dream and not a figure in the dream. He gives himself the consequences that he dreams he gave his brother. And it is but this dream has put together and has offered him to show him that his wishes have been done. Thus does he fear his own attack, but sees it as another's hands. As victim, he is suffering from its effects, but not their cause. He authored not his own attack, and he is innocent of what he caused. The miracle does nothing but to show him that he has done nothing. What he fears is cause without the consequences that would make it cause, and so it never was. And it's still in reading it, it feels like, what? Like I feel like one of those dogs that they tilt their head and they raise their eyebrows like, what? But what I got from that this morning when I read it was that the challenge for me comes when I am resisting what I have put into my own dream, and not doing like as a river does, because a river doesn't resist a boulder, it merely flows around it. So I am not a victim. I am the author of this dream, and I can choose how I experience it. So that's how I'm going to start us off. Go ahead, Carla.
Okay, that's a perfect start. So I was looking at something similar in paragraph 4, the beginning, I think. Nothing at all has happened, but that you have put yourself to sleep and dreamed a dream in which you were an alien to yourself, and but a dream, but a part of someone else's dream. And then also I've highlighted, I don't know what line, it teaches you, I think there's one line in between, it teaches you that there's a choice of dreams while you are still asleep, depending on the purpose of your dreaming. Do you wish for dreams of healing or for dreams of death? When I was in the Navy, in school, I had a dream that I killed my entire family. And it really, I was judging it. I didn't know anything about judgment then, but I was really upset and felt really bad that I was dreaming. And this is the key. And it was really the key to show me, because I talked to someone, they told me that dreams are actually symbolic. So this life is a dream, so it's really symbolic of something. To look at your experience and go, what? And, if you have a sickness, or someone gets mad at you, or you get mad at something, whatever, all that is just a symbol of something we're holding in our mind. And she told me this is it. I was about to leave the country. I just gotten orders to Guam, and I was gonna put a big separation between me and my family. That first time was when I joined the Navy, and really the first time I was really gone from them. And the dream wasn't about me killing them, it's about me severing my connection. The connection I've had most of my life as a child and once I saw it, once I accepted the dream or myself or whatever you want to say, that, and that's the life, is that when we think we know what is happening and we don't. And I forgot to read this. I may have read it before. I think I read just part of it. I want to apologize, but I'm gonna read it. I promise you this. If you become wholly committed to awakening from the dream you have dreamt since the stars first began to appear in the heavens, and if your one desire is to be only what God created, then lay at the altar of your heart with every breath, everything you think you know, everything you think you need, and look lovingly upon every place that fear has made a home in your mind, and allow correction to come. It will come. Regardless of how you experience it, it will come. And the day and the moment will rise. All of your pain and fear and suffering will have vanished like the wind that pushes the foam of the wave away. You will revealing the clarity of the ocean beneath you. You will literally feel throughout your being that there never was a dream. Some memories might remain with you. I'll lose my place. Sorry. Some memories might remain with you, and you will know that somewhere you must have dreamt a dream or had a thought of wondering what it would be like to be other than the way God created you. But it will be such a faint echo that it will leave no trace upon you in your heart. You will smile gently regardless of the circumstances in which you find yourself. there will be peace. From the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. And that peace will walk before you wherever you go. It will enter a room before you enter it with a body. And those who become sensitive will wonder who has come into their place. And some will even say, behold, I believe Christ has come for dinner. And you will be that one, for that is who you are. Christ eternal. In the way of mastery. Thank you. That is so powerful. That's who we are. We're not the body. We're not the circle. We're not the thoughts. We're not the feelings. We're just that through which those things are passing. Because they pass. They go. Thoughts come, thoughts go. Experiences come, experiences go. But we, the love that we are, is eternal. We cannot change how we are created. We can think we're something else. We're not. And that's what I'm waking up to. And I'll put a little plug on it. That's what I want. What I'm interested in doing is in the Way of Mastery group that I'm doing this today. It is about the book and it is about the Course in Miracles, but it's the truth that is here. When we read it, we recognize it. So I invite anybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Catherine, and then Karen.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Carla, for that. Because I've been working in that area for understanding as well. And I agree, Linda, this section, some of it I just read over and I just, okay, let me keep reading. Maybe there'll be something. And that's kind of what happened. So I got a couple little things that resonated because I'm doing so, my work is to really, focus in on this peace and this love that is what and who we are. And there's a conscious awakening that is kind of trying to happen, not only in me, but in all of us right now. I mean, we are being given this extraordinary time to notice and to just breathe and focus. So I love the sentence in 7 where it said, the miracle establishes you dream a dream and that its content is not true. This is a crucial step in dealing with illusions. No one is afraid of them when he or she perceives they made them up. And then I went on down into 9 where it said, I'm going to have to paraphrase this one because I did, the awakening is not the call to fear, but to peace. And I like that because that is the moment we're in. Maybe we're in that moment at all times, but I especially feel it right now that as we witness these things that are happening in the world and that we witness with our eyes, and yet we are told, and we are here to believe that these are our projections. These are the illusions that we have. And it does not keep us from, for me, sometimes I just have to close my eyes. I have to close my ears sometimes to the media and just say, okay, these are the illusions that we're seeing. And my call is to hold love and peace and see the shield of love that absolutely surrounds one and all, and to see. And what's been especially important for me this week is to watch. And again, I am seeing with eyes, hearing with ears, that notice that humanity is reaching out. Humanity is reaching out to say, whatever, we love you in the ways we care for you. And those are our actions that we can be in while we're in this dream. But isn't it lovely that in our dream, we can see humanity at work? And as we dream that dream, maybe we heal on so many levels that we can't even imagine. But it is a wonderful call to just be aware, be consciously aware. And I've been saying a lot, I am aware, or I ask, am I aware? And in that moment, I'm here now. And that's been what I'm taking from this right now, instead of dropping into fear. Because there was another place where it talked about that. I don't know if I wrote that down, but I made it up. I made it up. There is nothing to fear. So I'm glad we're getting to talk about this, because it helps all of us drop into this place of truth and love and peace. So thank you. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. Carol, and then Grace.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I just wanted to take a moment or two to thank you for all your prayers. I'm sitting here 9 days beyond my new knee, my replacement surgery, with a very, very, very minimal pain. I basically don't do the meds anymore. If I need anything, I'll take a couple of Tylenol, but it's quite wonderful. And I just wanted to thank you because your loving support, honest and true, I felt it so strongly. The oneness that we are was so real to me during that time that I had the surgery. I went to my room. They did keep me overnight, which I don't know if you're aware, but today knee replacement is in and out surgery. It's amazing. It's totally amazing to me. But because of my age and I have a couple of issues with blood pressure and so on, they wanted to keep me overnight, which was great for me. I was very happy with that. A little more care, a little more, watching over me. I had put everything in Spirit's care. And I mean, tell you, every single person I came in contact with, I had the most beautiful room. I had a view of the mountains and the little city of Morristown. And I couldn't have asked for anything better. It was such a gift. Everything, everyone, the entire experience was beyond good. And I just know that it was the energy you all sent me. It was the love you all sent me. Very, very, I don't know the word, but I felt it so strongly. It was so real. And I'm just zipping around my house with my walker that has wheels on it. And my husband, he has experienced, I really call it a Damascus Road experience. If anybody knows that story in the Bible, he's here with me. He won't show his face right now. His name is Charles, but he has been witnessing almost all my classes, just kind of sitting in the back and listening to what's going on, because he's becoming so hungry for everything that I have been learning. And he is joining with me, and which is another miracle, honestly. And so I have so much to be grateful for, but I did want to just take a couple of minutes and let you all know that I am so well. I am so fine. My life is so blessed. And so much of it is because of your community with me and your care of me. And I so appreciate each and every one of you. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You are whole. You are the love and light of God in every possible way, in every expression. Please never forget that. I don't care if you get angry at someone today, or you lose your temper, or you say words you don't really want to say. Please know you've never been anything other than the perfect love and light of God, because that is what has functioned in my week, this last week. And I am so grateful to be a part of this wonderful organism that is the love of God. And so thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Let us awaken together from this,
Yeah.
whatever the illusions are. Oh, and I just want to say real quick, last year when I did the 40 days and 40 nights with Jesus, that little teaching that he did through Tina Spalding, in it, he said, when stuff happens, like what's happening today in our world, rise above it, go above the battleground and send love, be love, send light, be the light. Just send love and light to the government, to the people, to the whoever's in charge. And that's how we can support and help the oneness to be more revealed. You know what I mean? We don't go in the middle of it. We don't go around saying, oh, how awful, how horrible, how whatever. Just rise above and keep the love and light that we are and share it and just send it. That's what I keep remembering when things like this happen, is that teaching. So I love you guys so
We
much.
love you too,
Thank you.
Carol. Thank you. I'm so glad you're doing so well, and welcome Charles behind the scenes. We're so glad you're
One day
taking
you'll see his face.
such
One
good
day
care
his
of our
face will come into
friend.
screen.
Yeah.
But
Aw.
but he's very, very willing and open and hungry for all these teachings. It's
So cool.
truly a miracle. It really is.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Thank you, sweetie. Thanks for the
Yeah.
time.
Thanks, Carol. Grace, and then Mark.
Great, Carol. I'm so happy for you. And I think what happens is when we feel the love of other people around us, it sparks off our own love. It's really our vibration that's attracting everything to us. But having that community around us to reflect back how beautiful we are, that triggers our own vibration to jump up a few notches. So that's, and about your husband, I remember you talking about him, and it's like he's had a complete turnaround. I'm so happy for you. So what I wanted to say was, I think we're all committed to awakening and in our own enlightenment. Mind you, when I listened to Carla talking about, talk about passionate, Miss Passion, Carla, you're so dedicated, but I think we all are. But I just wanted to share that over the last few months, I've been in a different kind of world. I wake up in the morning and I ask Spirit, what do you want me to do today? What do you want me to say? Who do you want me to talk to? And where do you want me to go? Because I'm completely dedicated to my awakening. I was dedicated before because I thought, well, the next dream I have, I'll carry all that with me, it'll be better. But I was listening to Gary Renard in one of his books, either Fearless Love or The Secret of Immortality. And he was saying, if we are actually reading the Course in Miracles or listening to his stuff on the Course in Miracles, we could get enlightened in this lifetime. He said it's even quite likely. So I thought, wow, okay, I'm going to go on the fast track and, devote everything to opening up. And I chat with God all the time. I let Spirit guide me. I joke with Jesus. It's my best friend, but I mean, you're all Jesus Christ. You're all Christ, and you're all my best friends. And I'm focusing on the real hard thing is, how do I see you as me? Are we all one? How can we all be one? I can see 12 people on the screen right now. My mind does not want to see that we're all one. So that's the challenge for me, and that's what I'm trying to. I ask Spirit, show me, give me a miracle, show me something that's going to help me understand the whole concept of we are one. Anyway, and the other thing is, I have a question. What podcast did Mark send to you that helped us understand today the reading? Thank you.
Yep, it was Jennifer's radio show from 2014 on cause and effect.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Grace. Thank you, Mark. You're up next. and then Carla.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel the same as what you described, Carol, and now and Grace. Yeah, I'm so bad in names. I also feel there's a lot going. There's a lot of change happening, and a lot of love, and for me, this cause and effect section was right at the right time. And just as I wrote in the WhatsApp group, I didn't get it at first. It was just a lot of cause and causelessness, no effect. It was a little bit of abracadabra at first, and then I listened to Jennifer, and her message was, for me there was just one message that stood out, and it's like exactly like Carol said, we're the dreamers, we're the cause of everything that's going on, and that resonated with me so strongly. And I believe I said something last week about about the inner and the outer experience. I don't know if you remember, but that it's all the same, and that started to resonate even more with me. Like, when I see myself as the cause of the dream, as the dreamer, then I can watch the screen of life, seeing myself, the little me, Mark, in it as a character together with other characters. And when I feel like I'm hopping in and out this all the time. All the time I'm losing myself, and then I notice that, I'm working my way in the world. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just be aligned with spirit, and when I noticed that, and I can take a step back and have the helicopter view above the battleground, or not, it's also above but more the view from watching the whole screen, where I'm just a part, and I'm not something different than the other parts. It's just I'm looking from my standpoint, my viewpoint, and it got more clear that, like, the things that happen in this world right now, I mean, there have been happening things in the world all the time, and it's just this time it's a war in the Ukraine which gets the attention. And when I was looking at that, I really felt there was the same kind of feeling like other dark areas in my personal mind. In the end, it's the same. But yeah, it always feels like when you're putting things in words, like I'm doing now, it's not guaranteed that other people resonate with it. But could I get some feedback on that? Do you resonate with what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It makes perfect sense. And you're describing, like, the darkness that you feel within your mind is the same darkness that we are seeing on the outpicturing of the world, and how we can hold it, like you said, rise above the battlefield. That is our job to do, to know the truth about ourselves and about the world, and in the oneness that there is innocence, that we have put these things on in our life for a higher purpose. And even though we can't see what that is, we don't see in all directions of time and space, we can see evidence, maybe little bites and little pieces of where there is already good happening. Like what I'm noticing in the world of form is that the gasoline prices are going through the roof and people are freaking out about it. But also there is more interest in more sustainable fuels and more greener ways of doing things. And, and just seeing the courage of the Ukrainian people is so uplifting. I mean, yes, it's horrific what is happening to them, but if we look to like Mr. Rogers used to say, look to the helpers, look to where the blessings, where you can see the blessings and hold on to those, because as we're focusing on the light, the darkness will take care of itself. And we're being part of that light.
And I got some other thought now that we're talking about it. It's like, because I was thinking, why is it so obvious that why in those moments, it's only in those moments when I can have the view from like behind that I see that it's all the same.
Yes.
And why is that? And I thought, well, it's because at that moment I know that it's me dreaming my dream.
Exactly.
So the war in Ukraine is a part of my dream, which I am making up.
Yes.
So I made it up.
Yes.
So it's just like the course says, an outward projection of an inward condition.
Yes.
And when you see that, then you know, all right. But then when you get back and you think, I mean, this Putin, what a bad person he is. Well, who's saying that? That's not a dreamer. That's the ego. That's the hero of the dream who thinks he's better than Putin.
Right. Exactly. And this teaching is in so many different places in this world. I mean, when I was reading it, I was brought to Invictus, the last two lines of the poem Invictus. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And also Roald Dahl's line that Willy Wonka says, we are the music makers. We are the dreamers of the dream. There's so many different places where this teaching is, if we are willing to open our eyes to see it and to hear it. So,
but don't you get the madness of it's also mad, the madness of thinking that Putin is bad,
right?
Because who is saying that? That's me. That's little Mark saying. That's a little person saying that Putin is bad. And it sounds like, okay, it sounds like a normal idea, but if Putin is made up by me, how can I say that Putin is bad? It's just something that happens.
Yeah. So then we can remember to laugh. We can take 100% responsibility and have 0% guilt about it, because it's just like a movie that we made up.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. So Carla, Hamira, Kathy, and Mary Lee.
Let's see if I remember. I think what I was prompted by, not from the reading, but from when Carol was sharing about how we're love and light. And that's the challenge, that we're spirit is the essence of God, the essence of love, having this human experience. We seem like we have to pay the bills, go to the bathroom, eat food, sleep, do all those things in the world. And my sense is that that's the dream, that's where we got lost. We got caught up in going to the Riviera. I mean, COVID is perfect. It's stopping people from doing all the activities to like avoid who they are, I think. But so I don't read the whole thing, but I'll read a part of a poem that has to do with this. Is it? And I fall hard to love, to acceptance, to allowing my humanity. And then allowing I see, I know. I am not a human being striving to be divine. I'm a divine being falling hard to love. Knowing that the time is very close when my earthly body can completely meld with the pressure of the light of my own I am presence, which is the love that we are. So some things happen in the world, Putin, you know, whatever, all these things, because people have forgotten who they are. They think Putin is Putin. He thinks he's something that, you know, the president, he thinks that's what he is. And here's why we're always been perfect love. Because no matter what Carla's self, the human self, whatever it is, chooses, unloving choices or whatever, the I am presence, the higher self does not interfere. We can do whatever we want to do because we're so loved, and it knows it's not real anyhow. It's just the dream. So that's the love that we've always been. It will never change. It allows us to make whatever choices we make, the unloving choices, and feel it, to know that it's something, whatever, to look at it more deeply. But that is who we are. I'm not the Carla self, but that's part of where the God self or whatever, divine self is, I'm using words, is experiencing life through, because the script is written. Everything has been foreseen that we could possibly ever choose forever. But what the God self, what the God doesn't know, is what the human self will choose. And then we choose whatever we choose, love or not love, or call for love or love, whatever it is. That's this part of the script we activate by our choices. And it said when I read that we created the Father by being the Son. Because say a man, is he a father if he doesn't have a child? Or, you know, we don't think of him. The potential's there, but kind of meandering, but just to remember, that's every experience that you have. It's not that I created this, oh my God. Look at it. Look at those experiences. What am I creating? We're the child of the Father, but we're also the Father of our creations. All of us. We create constantly by our choices. That is our creation. And we feel it when we don't create with the divine self. Yeah, hope I got everything. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Carla. All right, Hamira, Kathy, then Mary Lee, and Chris Sanders, if you're willing to share after Mary Lee, I would love to have you speak about your experience with your son, because I feel like that was that I heard from the community call on Saturday, because that was such a beautiful demonstration of rising above the dreamer of the dream that you were. So anyways, Hamira first.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Linda. Can you, Linda, by the way, I love the conversation between you and Mark. That was really, really helpful. Can you go over paragraph 7, that part? I know you read it, the part that it says, I mean, I think I get the gist of this section, which is you're doing this all to yourself. It's a dream. You're the creator of the dream. But I guess sometimes I get caught up on the sentences and I'm like, what is he saying here? So where it says, I think it starts on sentence 4, the fear was held in place because he did not see that he was the author of the dream and not a figure in the dream. I get that. He gives himself the consequences that he dreams he gave his brother. What does that mean? And it is, but this dream, the dream has put together and has offered him to show him that his wishes have been done. Thus does he fear his own attack, but sees it at another's hands. As victim, he is suffering from its effects, but not their cause. So I understand that we do this to ourselves and we then project that onto somebody else and say they're doing it, so that we kind of like absolve ourselves of the guilt, but we actually keep the guilt actually in place as we do that. But I guess I'm trying to see why he's putting it in the way that he did. Is there something else that I'm missing in that sentence when he says he gives himself the consequences that he dreams he gave his brother, and it is, but this dream has put together and has offered him to show him that his wishes have been done. I don't know, I'm a little bit like that. As a victim, he is suffering from its effects, but not their cause. Something about, I don't remember which sentence it was, it got me where I'm like, why doesn't he just say it more clearly? Like, you're doing this to yourself, and I don't know, it's a little confusing. I'm sorry if I'm losing you guys. I'm just a little bit kind of perplexed there with that paragraph. If you could just speak a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And my understanding of it, what I was feeling when I was reading it, is basically this paragraph is saying, like, I'm a snake eating my own tail. And so, you know, if I am blaming my brother for something that they did that supposedly caused me to feel something or have an experience of something, then I'm a snake eating my own tail, because I am the one that did that to myself, and I am the one that decided what the consequences were. So it's kind of like how the course talks about forgiveness for me. Like, forgiveness is not saying, okay, you did this to me and I'm forgiving you and it's okay that you did this to me. What it is saying in the course is, forgiveness is saying that there is nothing to forgive because nothing has been done. There has not been a wrong thing done to me because I'm the one that created this dream. Does that make a little more sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think sometimes I get caught up in just the way he says something. It feels convoluted, and then I'm thinking it's more like maybe I'm missing something else in there that he's trying to say. But I got what you're saying. Thank you so much. Yeah,
you're welcome. Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. Kathy.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, all this is really helpful from everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I love the term holograph. I really like it a lot. And I used to watch Star Trek, and they actually did holographs on Star Trek. And the thing I want to say about it is, I think to me that image helps me see how the other people are me. I don't know why, but I use it in a special way that's come alive inside of me to mean that I picture this kind of film, a film thing that's enclosing everybody that is influencing me or I'm influencing all in one little bag, like a bag. And I see these little protrusions poking at the bag and all the people doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And somehow, you know, it's saying that we're all one, you know, so everybody in that bag is really doing a real intimate dance, actually. And I mentioned about loving what is the other week, and what I want to refer to is, I think I just about lost it. That oh yeah. What helps me believe, you mentioned something about 100% responsibility, you know, if I'm the dream and everything, and somebody has been helping me get the Pono thing going, and it's really, really helping me with this whole thing that we're all one in the process. And what it's helping me do is to see that if I clean up my own urges, you know, my own stuff, you know, I'm affecting the whole hologram. I'm not just affecting me. I mean, I'm affecting Putin, whatever his name is. I'm affecting everybody, you know. So it removes that helplessness of the dreamer. And so I don't want to talk too long about the process of cleanup that I've been learning. But, you know, I think a lot of this is having faith in the Holy Spirit, you know, faith that I'm not the victim. I'm also not the cure. Like I said, I'm a part of the plan, I'm a part of the atonement, but I'm not the instigator or the big cheese in it. You know what I'm saying? So having faith of how the whole thing is orchestrated beyond me is what I'm practicing when I'm doing a technique to clean. And I'm having some sweet effects. I go in a group meditation. I'll just mention this morning. And I wake up every morning and I try to do this cleaning thing where you say, you know, the prayer, you know, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, I love you, you know, these prayers to clean up my part of my own process. And so I go to this little meditation hall, and there's not many people there. COVID kind of shot in the foot, the volume. But anyway, they're there. And normally, you know, you come in quietly, you don't want anybody to notice you, you don't notice them, you go to your little spot. That's how it is, you know. And I wasn't trying to do anything different, but all of a sudden this morning I'm coming in and I'm just blasting with this feeling of connection. You know, I'm going like this to people and waving. And they go, what happened to her? You know, I don't even know what happened to me. But so it is this faith that the spirit is being affected in somewhat bizarre ways that you start to feel that you're being taken care of and that you're a part of, you know. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. I'm glad that you're getting to experience that sense of connection and oneness. It's beautiful. All right, Mary Lee, and then Chris, if she's able, and then Mark, if we have time.
I have way more questions and answers over any of this, really, because I had a hard time not only understanding it, but maybe accepting it. for instance, in the fourth paragraph, do you wish for dreams of healing or for dreams of death? A dream is like a memory in that it pictures what you wanted shown to you. So right now in my life, I would say my dream is going okay. It's not going poorly. However, if I were a refugee running with a crying child and suddenly don't have a home and I'm cold and I'm hungry, or if I just have had a stroke and I couldn't walk across the floor, this wouldn't comfort me. There's something about that. What I think I'm seeking most is a comfort in my life. I don't have to know the answers to everything, but I would say I have it easy. I guess I would say that, you know, I'm 72 and I appear to have good health at this point, but I'm not able to grasp a lot of the things that others have been saying this morning. I'm not there because there's, if this, I'll use if only, showing my lack of acceptance, perhaps. If this dream should change and I suddenly couldn't walk across the room, or I'm suddenly hungry and a refugee, I wouldn't care for that dream. So how would I find comfort in the thought that I just created that myself? That's difficult for me. And I just wanted to share that. It may be as I study more in the course, I would be able to find comfort in that. Again, I'm comfortable right now. I'm seemingly okay. It could all change tomorrow, but right now, so I'm okay with my dream, but to accept that it's a little bit otherworldly that I can't understand real well it as a comfort. So I'm just wanted to be really honest that that's where I feel.
Yeah. And I don't know that it's really meant to be a comfort. I think it's meant to be an explanation of what this life is. And because you are living a life where you seem comfortable, doesn't mean that the person that is living as a refugee or the person that is living with disabilities is any less comfortable in their own life or in their own skin. It depends on how they are perceiving it. And if they can accept it, like I was talking about, you know, the river, when the river comes in contact with a boulder, it's not going to resist the boulder. It's not going to fight the boulder. It's going to go around it. And that's what we are meant to do, is we have these situations in our lives that we cannot comprehend why they are there, but resisting them and fighting against them only makes our experience more challenging. So I think it maybe in your ideas of being comfortable, can you be okay with the fact that you are comfortable and let go of the idea that because other people have a path that is different than yours, that they are not comfortable. I mean, I understand that it's impossible sometimes to comprehend that they could be comfortable or be, you know, feel the love, feel loved with those challenging circumstances. But I think in a place where we are not feeling those challenges, that our job is to not judge where other people are, because it's their path, not ours. And I feel like I got a little glimpse of that when I was taking care of my husband and my mom, because that's their path. Yes, I put it in my script that I would be in that same path with them. But my job was not to try and make them feel more comfortable or change their situation, because their situation is their situation. My job is only to love and accept them exactly where and as they are. So I don't know if that helps at all.
Can I say something about this very short?
Yeah.
I think it's a very good point that you're making, Marilee. You know, when I was ventilating my experiences, I was aware that it might not like land, and that's very understandable. And I've had a couple of like experiences where I saw the light. I've also had a couple of psychosis where I got mad in seeing the light. So, but during those, at least one of those experiences where I saw the oneness of everything, I got it. And a couple of seconds later, I lost the inside. And right now, I don't have the same inside, and I'm getting a little bit in and out of it, just like I said. And when you're in it, you get it, and when you're out of it, you don't get it. It's not something that you can comprehend with your intellectual mind. It's not possible. So it's useless to try. And I found it was a very, very good comment of Katie, and that's the last thing I want to say about it. Katie, that it's all about faith. I find that so helpful. So I think the reason that things are going quite fast for me the last couple of weeks, because I'm having more and more faith. I'm really like, I'm really into and desire to build my muscle of trust. That's the key. Not understanding all the concepts. The only thing is when you get it, when you really get the concept, it's amazing, but you don't need it. You need faith. So that's what I want to comment.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I think that yeah, the grasping of it makes it more elusive. And I think Chris, if you're willing to share your experience with your son, to me, it kind of explained and it was an example of how you were the dreamer of the dream, resisting what was happening. And then when you made the choice differently, the circumstances changed. So I don't know if you're willing to share that story.
Oh, of course, yes.
Okay.
You know, and I've probably said this before, I realized I had I was manipulative with my relationship with my son and his wife. I was giving to get, and and that was a big aha moment for me. So that did last for quite some time. And I started, the old thoughts started to creep back in, because all of a sudden, once again, he wasn't he doesn't really call me. I was always the caller. And so I begin this thought in my mind about, okay, when he calls me, I'm going to say this, that, wonder what he's doing. And I had sent him a picture of the family when we were doing something, and it was a really nice picture. And I sent it out to my kids, and I said, "You remember this? It was so nice." And all he responded was, "Nice picture." I kind of expected him to say a little bit more about it. So of course my back is getting up a little bit more, and still isn't calling me. And then I came across another picture of him, and I looked at him. He was with the family once again, and everybody was happy. Everybody was smiling. And all of a sudden that light bulb went off. And it's like, why would I make him feel bad? Why would I have this list of complaints to him when he does call me? No wonder he isn't calling me, because we're all one mind. He knows what I'm thinking. And it just was an aha moment for me. And I thought, there is no sense and no reason for me to think this way. And darn it, I felt so much better. And within like 24 hours, he called me. And we had a lovely conversation. So it is all about, we're one mind. And, you get this story in your head and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just not necessary. And no wonder, as I said, I thought to myself, no wonder he's not calling me. I'm thinking these horrible thoughts about him. I'm going to tell him what. And then when I changed my mind, that changed everything. So I was so happy about that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I mean, I just loved how you were so honest and forthcoming about how you were ready to manipulate him and make him feel guilty for the fact that he wasn't calling you. And
Oh, yeah.
when you could change your own mind about, look at this beautiful, loving boy. Why would I ever want to try and place blame and shame on him?
Exactly.
You just want to
Yeah,
love him. And
that's right.
like the dream, like she switched her script. She switched her script and the dream changed. She didn't call him. She didn't text him, call me. I'm feeling like I'm not going to be a blaming, manipulative mother toward you right now. He just felt it and he called her. So for me, what it is saying is the way that we can hold Vladimir Putin and the Russian soldiers, the way that we can hold the people of Ukraine, the way that we can hold each other, our loved ones, anybody that we're having challenges with, and realize they are innocent, that they just have their own script for whatever reason that may seem challenging to us. It's not our job to judge them that way. It's not our job to say their life should be different. It's not our job to say they should be acting differently towards me. Our job is just to love the crap out of them. Just to love them. That's it. We're already 4 minutes past time, Nancy Gale, and Carol. So I'm just going to read our
Can I just say one really quick? Goes along with I forgot who was just talking. I did the same thing with my brother. I started seeing him as the Christ.
Yes.
The minute I did, you can only have one thought in your mind at a time.
Yep.
And so then all of the negative resentment, all that crap, right, disappeared somewhere. And then I started doing that with other people, with my daughter and my son-in-law. Same thing happens.
Yeah.
The whole relationship just shifts. That's what the miracle is, right?
Exactly. It's the one mind.
Yeah, it works.
Exactly. Thank you, Nancy.
I was only doing this, Linda. That's all.
Oh, okay. All right, so
you're-
next week we will continue chapter 28, section 3, the agreement to join. Man, let's join together and just loving, loving, loving. Like radical love. And the lesson that I'm doing today is perfect for that. So what I'm reading is Pathways of Light Insights for lesson number 67, which is love created me like itself. The sentence that stands out to me today in this lesson is, we are trying today to undo your definition of God and replace it with his own. We are also trying to emphasize that you are part of his definition of himself. Our job today, as we work with applying this lesson, is to think about the truth about ourselves and realize our unchangeable nature as love. This means I need to look at all the thoughts that conflict with my unchangeable nature and see that they are false ideas. This lesson invites me to accept the holy instant where I recognize my true nature is outside of time and space. This lesson invites me to practice accepting myself instead of the limited individual self I thought I was. As I repeat today's lesson in my mind, love created me like itself. I feel it flow through me like healing waters. Calmness grows stronger. I feel myself relax and soften. My mind becomes more at ease. The sometimes frantic attempts to plan for my safety diminishes. My sense of being held in the comfort of God's loving arms grows stronger. I know that I can relax now. The loving comforter has brought me a message of comfort as it reminds me that love created me like itself. Thoughts of needing to be accepted or approved of needing to do anything to be okay in any way, fade away in the presence of the thought, love created me like itself. Guilt is gone, replaced by joy. There is a growing desire to embrace everything and everyone with love. As I accept this idea as the truth, everything I look upon shines in the love of God, and I see myself in everything. Differences fade away, only the light of love remains. My heart overflows with joy in the recognition of myself as who I am. I am at peace. Gratitude fills me. Today's lesson is very important in my mind healing process. Love created me like itself. Love created everyone like itself. All is love. There are no differences, no changes. Eternal love is always extending itself. There's only one mind of love. Each time I practice remembering this today, I am reminded about the truth of my identity and everyone's identity. Love is always present because love is all there is. Love does not turn on and off. Love is changeless and eternal. This lesson helps me let go of all the false ideas I have believed in. It helps me remember the truth behind the appearances of differences, behind the world of time and space. As I remember the truth, I am in peace. I am in joy. All is well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Love you
No,
guys.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye for now.